The Riot Podcast. This is the Monday, February 13th edition, the World Radio Day / RadioU Shirt Day edition. And we're all wearing our RadioU shirts, aren't we, guys?
So if you do not have one as a Riot Podcast listener, but you want to learn more about RadioU, check out RadioU.com. And then if you go to the shop section, you'll get free shipping on RadioU merchandise today in honor of that.
All right, let me ask you something. Was there something about the Super Bowl that we didn't get to during the show that you guys want to talk about?
Well, I mean, we talked about the game. We talked about the commercials, the movie trailers, the food. I think that was everything.
Didn't miss anything?
I don't think. Did you have a fun time with your parents coming over?
Yeah, we had a great time.
They had a good time?
Yeah. No, nothing noteworthy about it.
I think that's it.
Did you have anything new?
Anything new to add?
Anything else to add?
I mean, I could
Did
talk
your
about...
mom and dad say anything to tell us? Like, hi.
Actually, I'll let you know
Do
this
they
right
want to meet
now.
us?
I bet you they'd love to meet you. My mom had a story that we are going to talk about on the show later this week for a question on the show. But I'll let you know when we get to that. I don't know. I have other things I could say about the stuff we already talked about. Commercials, the game. I could tack on.
Tack on.
You want me to tack on?
Yeah.
I just think it's so crazy. Think about the commercials and think about how many millions of dollars are spent on so many of those commercials that most people don't even remember.
I know,
Yep.
but it's a risk. I always want to know the numbers on like how much does something increase by just having that 30 or 60 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I thought I saw a big increase in scan codes, like for commercials. That seemed to replace a lot of the Bitcoin field of like, hey, scan this code and you either got like a free bet or a free game or, digital content.
Do you remember the big one? It was last year, right? Of the QR code bouncing around the screen.
Yep.
I forgot about that until you just mentioned it. That was for a Bitcoin thing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That was last year's,
And that was better than any commercial this year.
Yeah. You just weren't feeling any of
Didn't
them.
like the commercials?
They weren't great. There's so many, but it's just so crazy that like your ad agency should be fired if they spent millions of dollars and nobody remembers your commercial.
Well,
right?
there's
it's a big waste.
Everybody's done something. I think you can't go as crazy as you used to because then someone's gonna get mad. So like you don't want your commercial to go viral.
Get canceled.
Yeah, for the wrong reason.
Yeah, you
but
can't have M&Ms in it type thing.
There's
You
just only
don't
so
know.
much you can do.
I think the Tubi one was the big
like
winner.
that?
Yeah, just because like everybody online was like all the TikToks and everything today are talking about how when that commercial came on, it like freaked out everyone in the room because they thought that somebody was changing the channel, which is exactly what happened in my room because my friend Wes looked around and he was like, who's has the
changing
remote? Like, who's changing it off the Super Bowl? And so that one like was one of those that caught everyone's attention because obviously like if there's like a really famous person in the commercial, whatever, I guess that could catch your attention.
Yeah.
But if someone's turning off the game, that's going to catch your attention.
Well, it was
that's
smart
right.
because like what? How much could that have cost to make?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It doesn't have any guest stars in it, and it was clever. But
And-
I guess Tubi just wants to know: are you willing to watch anything with
Yes.
us?
and that's what I was going to say is who even knew what Tubi was. Like you're vaguely familiar with it. So it actually got their name out there
I feel like
pretty
if
impressively.
If you've cut cable or you've tried to stop spending so much money on streaming, you know who Tubi is.
Yeah.
You
guess
know,
so.
it doesn't mean you use it, but you know.
Yeah, that's for sure. If you got a Roku, you've seen it pop up on there.
Yeah, I was also pretty happy with the halftime show. I didn't really I know like a lot of people were hyping it up going into it. For me, I wasn't like overly excited for Rihanna. I like Rihanna, but like I wasn't overly excited. But then once she started singing, I was like, dang, she's really good.
She
She
is
is just really good.
But I have a hard time with that because she obviously at the end started talking, and so you could tell like her
Yeah.
mic was on. But there were several times she was singing, and I hate when this happens. She's singing, and it's not like a background vocal, it's not anything like that. But she's not even in the microphone.
Yeah.
and she's singing like it's live. And you're
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
some of
It's
like.
so obviously not.
There was one or two songs where it was not. It was like live.
Yeah.
And so you could tell. And then at other points, I think she was singing. But there was some where like, you're not even in the microphone.
Yeah, that was something that I said last night too. I was like, dang, she's just so good. And my roommate Andrew was like, she's not even singing. She's like, she's not even singing. I was like, yeah,
Well,
she's
the
not singing.
recordings of her are so
I'm like,
good,
but
though.
she's really good though.
Yeah.
I was like, she might not be singing live, but goodness, she sounds good.
I mean, I understand. That's how it is for almost any show.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's points like the
And
microphone's over there.
She's pregnant. Give her a break.
Oh, that's true. And I mean, you're up in the air. Like there's only so
Yeah.
much
Yeah, and
vocal.
she's
Try
dancing
singing up in
too.
the
She's
air.
twerking while she's singing. Like, you really think she can get the vocals
She'd be
right?
all out of breath. But the one disappointment, though, is because she's pregnant, it seems like we're not going to get new, like usually when you do the halftime show,
It's about something.
it means you're going to
New
start
album or
doing new
something.
music, a new tour, whatever. And probably for her, since she's pregnant, I mean, you can still make music while you're pregnant.
But I was laughing like Hudson doesn't know Fenty Beauty. She does makeup. And that's at some point, depending on what you're looking at, like might even be bigger than her music career.
Oh, yeah?
Because she hasn't done anything new in so long. And she does clothes and stuff. Like she has a whole other world.
I think she's good on money.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Is that
think
what we're
she's.
saying?
I think she's probably solid.
She
for
didn't
now.
need. She didn't need to promote anything else, but you didn't catch because she grabs a compact and she fixes like she blots her makeup, and that was her makeup. That was like her little commercial.
That was
for
what
it.
she did the whole thing for.
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah,
one
just
moment we didn't even
one
notice?
moment.
Set up, yeah.
You
well,
didn't even notice it.
No, I didn't even catch that at all. Well, I think most of the podcast is about the Super Bowl.
So
I think
get
we've said
ready.
enough.
Get
Yeah, just
ready.
buckle up and share your thoughts on the Super Bowl with us at 8772 Radio U.
And we hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Catch
you guys.
ya tomorrow.
Bye.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
So let's talk about the actual game in the Super Bowl last night. Chiefs beat the Eagles 38-35. And I'll tell you that it really grinds my gears that it was 38-35 because other than that, I was completely 100% correct.
You thought? Did you think it was going to be more like a wider spread or something?
No, I said the Chiefs would win by 2.
Oh, 2, okay.
I was off by a few points of, a few points. I thought it'd be a little lower scoring, but I said the Eagles would lead after the first half, right? And then the Chiefs won. It just feels so good.
You were so
to be
close.
so correct.
So Isaiah and I were the only ones to go for the Eagles out of all the Radio U staff.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of watching football games where it ends up being just one field goal away
I
from
know.
not being who I'm picking.
I feel pretty good about my pick. I don't think that it could have gone either way. You know, it was such a
coulda
good
gone either
game.
way.
It was such a good game. It stinks to see the way it ended with the penalty call and whatnot, but that's just how football goes.
Yeah. I know a lot of Eagles fans. Have you guys seen any of the videos of Eagles fans freaking out?
Well, you mean not handling it well?
Yeah. I love the one of the man smashing the TV, throwing it on the ground. He's at a party. You can tell the other people are like, chill out.
Yeah.
But he is going way too hard. But that is, if it's your team in there and you lose on the penalty call, which it was ticky-tack, would you say? Is that a good word
for
for
sure.
it? It was a ticky-tack call. It was like a call that you can't make, but it was just tough in that spot. I understand. I might be smashing a TV too. But at the same time, they probably would have still would have been down at that point anyways, whether that penalty was called either way. So, how much do you have to complain about?
And you're right. I mean, you told me Eagles fans can sometimes be a bit aggressive because there were fans or videos of them fighting before the game even started.
Yeah,
So
that's why you got the grease up the flag, the light
yeah, I
poles and
saw that
everything.
too.
Yeah, you don't have to do that in every city, just Philadelphia.
I think what a great job. You're like, what are you doing? Are you painting the poles? You're like, nope, it's grease.
Yeah, I'm the pole greaser.
Yeah, you got to go out and do it.
Yeah, but other than it didn't end the way you guys were hoping it would end. The penalty call at the end of the game was a little, maybe could have not been called and everything would have still been fine. But an exciting game though, right?
I
like
think
we
so.
got everything
Yeah.
we paid for.
I think so. I think it was better than everybody maybe expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good game. I wish that obviously everybody wishes that the penalty wasn't called and that the Eagles would have had a chance to tie the game or possibly send it to overtime. And that's the hard part is it was such a great game leading up to that point with like 2 minutes left. And then when they called that call, then the Chiefs just had to run down the clock for the last 2 minutes. And so instead of getting what ended up being like 5 minutes of football at the end of the game,
They're
of them just running it down,
Yeah.
it could have been like another 20 minutes of football
Yeah.
where there was 11 more good plays and a different MVP and just so many different scenarios that would have been a little bit more exciting probably had they not called that. And that's the tough part. That everybody feels like they were robbed of what could have been a really, really good game.
Because the one
Yeah,
guy
but-
was saying how, hey, it was such a great game up until like this point. We're
Yeah.
like, you don't blame them for doing
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
But,
That's what you're supposed to do.
but you're like, come on.
Yeah. And as far as Eagles go, if you're an Eagles backer, even though like with that penalty, it's still like it sucks that we're talking so much about a penalty that ended the game. But at the same time, it's not like the Eagles had done anything to stop the Chiefs like the entire game. Did they even? I mean, they couldn't have punted very many times. I guess I should have looked that up. But the Chiefs really never punted, especially not in the second half.
But neither did the Eagles either. So if they get the ball there, I mean, they go down the field. It was the first holding call of the game, and so for them to call it on one of the final plays, it's just kind of crazy. I think if he throws it anywhere else on that play, they don't call that on Juju. Like, if he threw it to anybody else, they wouldn't have called that.
Can we all agree how much we enjoyed the Chiefs kicker guy when it hit the pole?
The upright?
He goes, dong.
Yeah. And what did we talk about on the show on Friday? The free DiGiorno?
Oh,
The free DiGiorno.
I forgot about that.
You thought I was nuts for bringing that up, but I bet you a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, thanks, Hudson, for reminding me about the free pizza.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, who knew we would get that? Well, a great season of football in the books. Somewhat unsatisfying conclusion, but
still a good game.
That's football.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
You guys seen the Ben? Some call it the Ben phase. Some call it the Ben stage trend going around on TikTok. You guys seen this?
I have not.
The Ben phase is basically just a bunch of gals complaining that if you're a gal and you've dated a Ben, which many have, it's a common name, they all say that the Ben stage ends sadly.
So is this a Ben Affleck thing or just a
I
Ben
think he's
thing?
included.
Okay,
He's a Ben.
he's one of them.
One of the most famous, but it's any Ben. Whether it's a famous Ben, whether it's just some Ben that you hung out with for 3 months or something, that Ben relationships seem to always go awry. Some women say they're saying stuff like, I still haven't recovered, even though they dated Bens long ago. And it's like a whole thing.
You never forget.
Yeah. And I don't think it's fair to the Bens out there. I don't think it's fair. Isaiah, you're a guy. You think it would be fair for us to just, we could just pick any gal's name that's pretty common and start throwing it out there and just being like, yeah, you date an Ashley.
You'll never.
And it ends badly.
Never recover.
I think girls do that with every single name on TikTok. If you went on TikTok and you typed in a guy's name and said like phase or like bad relationship, they would say like, oh, if you ever meet a James, don't date him. If you ever meet a Chad, don't date him. And so it's just, I mean, what month is it now? February? I mean, we were due for a new name to be the one they don't like as of right now. And so for this month, it's Ben. Next month, it'll be Jeffrey.
Yeah. Well, apparently, I didn't realize this, but before the Ben phase, there was the J names, which is just really unfair that all J names.
Is that too broad for you?
Yeah, I don't think it's fair. I don't think this is sweeping generalizations.
If it's a broad thing or if it's actually naming a name, like you're not happy with any of that.
I just don't think it's fair because there's probably lots of nice Bens out there and lots of nice J names out there that are getting unfairly maligned just because of a few gals' bad experiences on TikTok.
I'm going to have to go back. I dated a Ben in 6th grade.
Yeah.
6th to 7th grade, and I don't remember him, so.
That was your
Clearly
Ben
not
phase?
very memorable.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're that young, dating is not dating.
No.
It's not the same. I mean, I think you go to a couple of middle school dances, and that's about it.
Well, maybe you don't even realize, but maybe you've kind of put that away in its own little corner of your mind because
so now
it was
you're
so
unlocking
painful.
it
because the Ben phase was so bad.
Yeah, if the Ben phase is true, then that could mean he, hurt you in ways that you don't even understand.
That
set you up for so much of the rest of your life.
Wow. Okay, I'll have to look him back up.
Yeah, that's the Ben. I just want to say out there, if you're a Ben and you're seeing this trend on TikTok, I'm with you.
I think
unless you actually do suck. Then I don't.
Well, obviously, we're not supporting that. I think I'm for the Ben phase because that's just less competition for me. Sorry, Ben's. Looks like it's you right now. It'll never be the Isaiah phase. That'll never be a thing.
Probably not.
I almost feel like it's a hurricane thing where you never know which name is, this is the next name, and that's who you're supposed to be afraid of dating.
Yeah, it's right. If there is going to be an Isaiah phase, it will be because of Isaiah.
Yeah, literally me.
Yeah, because there's not many others out there.
You go and you're like, oh, that video, that's me.
Yeah.
Actually, I would love somebody to make an Isaiah phase video because no one else would jump in the comments. It would not go viral because no one else has dated an Isaiah.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
Nikki, you said, I believe, you like the commercials better than the game.
Normally, yeah.
Normally. What about last night?
I don't feel like anything really stood out that I hadn't already seen during the week leading up to it.
Yeah, you watch them all.
You
ahead of
ruined it
time.
yourself.
I
You
ruined it.
spoiled them.
I
You
spoiled
looked up
it.
the ending to the game. I got it.
I know, pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's dumb for me or not, but I did enjoy the Duncan Ben Affleck commercial.
That was a popular one.
That was, I think, to me, because I feel like Jennifer Lopez, that's how their relationship really is. And I would like a glazed donut too. So, but yeah,
That one
outside
worked on you?
it did. I do usually enjoy, or I'll stick around and I'll keep the commercials on.
Yeah. Isaiah, did you have a fave from last night?
I had a couple favorites. I thought the biggest winner of all of them was obviously like the Tubi commercial. That's the one that everyone's talking about today. The one where it like exited out of the game.
Yeah.
And that's the one that got like the most views on online and Twitter and whatnot.
And then with the rabbit?
Yeah, they had the rabbit commercial as well.
Uh-huh.
And so I thought Tubi was a big winner. I thought the Breaking Bad commercial for popcorners or whatever was a good one. I like the Jack Harlow Doritos commercial.
Did you like the Kevin Hart one with, is it DraftKings or which one he did? Kevin Hart? You guys
Wasn't
didn't see that
memorable.
I've
one?
seen so many
Wasn't memorable.
Kevin Hart
had, like-
DraftKings commercials at
It
this
had
point.
every person in it.
I
don't
didn't
know.
remember that one.
See, I was thinking, I don't even remember a lot of the commercials from last night.
Because
What do you mean, because?
you see them all the other places.
Well, with Kevin Hart, I guess. But no, I just thought, maybe you guys are different. Maybe you just watch the Super Bowl alone so you could pay attention to the commercials. But I had like people over.
Oh, sure.
And
Yeah.
and I think that's how most people watch the Super Bowl. So then I feel like you really have to make your commercial really memorable and attention grabbing for me to have any recollection, and most people to have any recollection of it. So the only two that really, or three, I guess, that jump to mind is I liked the Crown Royal one.
Mm-hmm.
The Canada one.
Yeah, the Canada one, of course, with Dave Grohl. I also liked, or the other one that like caught my attention was that one with Adam Driver.
Oh, the Square. Is it Squarespace?
Yes, that's what it was for. I was
Squarespace
going to
one.
say, but the problem with that one is I didn't even remember what it was for, but it caught my attention temporarily. And then the other one that you have to give props to is M&M's. And I know that commercial worked because my mom spent like 30 minutes looking up why they did that commercial. Evidently, she doesn't listen to the show enough. She didn't hear us talking about it. But that was the one that
M&Ms,
worked on people.
You
I
hit the
guess.
mom market, so congratulations.
But generally, I thought that they were kind of like not attention grabbing, kind of forgettable. I just know there was a lot of EVs that were trying to be pushed on me. I feel like that's this year's crypto.
Yes. Good call.
That
Everything was the
next
electric
year,
vehicles.
We may not get as many electric vehicle ads, but overall, I give the commercials a thumbs down. Not a great night.
Really? I thought they were good. I thought there was a bunch of good ones.
I don't know. I guess
What about like Miles Teller? You remember that one?
nope.
You don't remember Miles Teller?
Oh,
the
is it
Bud Light
Budweiser?
commercial.
Yeah, where they
Bud
were
Light.
I saw that earlier.
Yeah, what about, okay, Nikki ruined that for us. What about Paul Rudd with the non-alcoholic Heineken?
Oh, I didn't see that one.
didn't? Do you remember that one?
The Ant-Man one?
Yes, the Paul Rudd.
I do remember
There was
that.
a couple Paul Rudd. He was in like multiple commercials last
But
night.
the big fail was I was waiting in the Clueless commercial, whatever that was for, I don't even know, but I was waiting for Paul.
Rakuten.
That's what it was for? Why do you have all this memorized?
Well,
We were watching the game. We were paying attention.
I remember the game. I didn't remember all the commercials.
Did you watch
It
last
worked
night?
too well on you guys.
You look up the score this morning.
Really, the ads worked really
What
well
about
on you guys.
how about the Uber one with Diddy, where they were all trying to make a jingle for Uber? That was a good one.
No, I saw headlines about that, but I don't
that was
remember
a good. That was a really good one. I thought.
No, I didn't even get up to go to the bathroom or anything.
You missed
I guess
him.
I was
You
just
missed
having
him.
too good of a time, too fun of a
I
time.
guess you were chatting up too much during the Super Bowl. You can't talk like almost the entire night because during the game, obviously, you can't really talk. And then for the commercials, you definitely can't be talking.
You're
during
not
those.
supposed to.
I just feel like my real life relationships are more important than whatever Rakuten is doing.
No, you're supposed
You
to
know?
pause for the night,
Yeah.
all right, and pay attention. Actually, I like to pay attention so I know what I want to not support.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I just
right.
don't
The
care.
ads that you hate. Good point. Was there any that you hated? Actually, that's a good question.
That I didn't like. I think one thing that I was upset about is I was waiting for Budweiser to come out with the Clydesdales, as they
Aw.
usually do.
They didn't
and
do that?
They did not have a Clydesdales commercial, at least that I saw. Maybe if they did, text in and let me know. I didn't see the Budweiser Clydesdales, so that was a down for me.
If they did, Nikki would know.
I would have noticed them.
She would have saw it last Tuesday.
She has them all memorized.
It's not my fault they put them out ahead of time. If you guys, if you caught one that you thought was way better, feel free to text at 877 to Radio U. We'll have to look the rest of them up today.
Yeah, well, I think it was not a great night for the Super Bowl commercials, at least in my opinion.
But you don't even remember any of them, so we can't be sure.
If they were good, I would have memorized them.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
A couple more things I wanted to ask you guys about the Super Bowl. One, halftime show, Rihanna.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I thought it seemed impressive with the whole like being suspended.
The floating stage.
Yeah, and I thought, well, that's great. The practical side of me was like, man, that's less destructive to the state, to the grass and everything. Even though everybody was mad at the grass to begin with. And then I also everybody went online. You're like, is she pregnant? Because
she's a little intrusive.
You don't want to say
Did
anything.
anybody clock that at your Super Bowl party, like live as it was happening? It was like, whoa, she looks pregnant.
Yes.
That happened at everybody's Super Bowl party apparently. And well, the fortunate thing is she actually is pregnant.
She is.
Because I feel like that'd be insulting if she wasn't.
Well, it also, because that, they were like, hey, she's not really moving around a whole lot. And even though it seemed dangerous, being suspended and stuff. And then it was like, oh, because she's pregnant.
Yeah. But wasn't it impressive? I thought that it's not the best Super Bowl halftime show I've ever seen, but you keep expecting, because it's a halftime show, that there's going to be some kind of other guests that come out.
Somebody else bumping. Yep, I thought that for sure.
Yeah,
I love that no one else came out.
Yeah, it's very rare, and it's so impressive that she was able to carry the entire halftime show and fill it. And you realize, Rihanna's got a pretty impressive catalog.
She does.
From over the years. She did a good job. And the dancers, great outfits, right? They did look like they were about to go skiing or something, but great outfits.
It's a chilly evening in Phoenix or wherever it was.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. But the dances were impressive. But then again, if you saw, I just kept laughing at some of the stuff the dancers were doing too, because it's ridiculous things to do, but it's also impressive.
I just love every halftime. When you go online, people are like, you either hate it or loved it. There's never anybody in between.
No, I was pleasantly impressed by that. And then the other thing I wanted to ask was, what was the food situation like for you guys? What did you wind up cooking up?
Making for it?
Yeah.
Oh, I was so bummed I was going to do chicken wings. And then how adult, you ready? How adult does this sound? I had ground beef that was going to go bad.
And so you did that?
So we did a dip to put it in, and then we did smash burger style hamburgers. So we just did that instead of wings.
That is pretty adult.
It is so adult.
That's super adult.
What did you wind up doing?
So I ended up cooking wings on the grill outside, and then making a homemade pizza thing for all my friends. We had chips and queso, all kinds of fun stuff.
Why? Look at him.
He's excited.
It was good.
He was proud
What
of
did
himself.
you have,
That's
Hudson?
not what you told us, though.
What are you talking about?
You think you can just make stuff up?
I can just make up whatever I want.
Wait, are you lying?
I would
He
never
just
lie.
told us 20 minutes ago.
Well, you can't ask me
Actually-
things off the air and then think I'm just going to give you the same answer when I,
don't
come
think
on
we
the
did
air.
ask you. I think you volunteered it.
No, I would never do that.
Wait a minute. What did you say? What did you really do?
So I had Penn Station
Okay,
for
so
the
you
Super
ordered
Bowl.
food.
I ordered food.
You don't have to lie to everybody and impress us.
Hudson,
by
I
telling
can
us you
talk about
cooked.
whatever I want on the radio. If I want to talk about making wings, I'll talk about making wings.
I did think that was quite impressive. I was like, wow, he went outside and grilled him. Okay.
Went and grilled and then made some homemade pizzas.
That's just one of
Okay.
those things where at first he started saying, I was like, wait, did he not tell us about this earlier? And I missed it. But then he went on this whole thing about all the things
Chips
he
and
cooked.
queso, all kinds of good stuff.
You don't have to impress everyone by lying and saying that you cooked.
I just like to mix it up with you guys so that you never know what I'm going to say next.
We can never tell.
Maybe the thing he told us earlier, the Penn Station, was the lie.
You never
Isn't that
know.
normally a negative when someone
would think
can't
so.
believe you?
You would think so. But on here, it makes it way better.
You're the boy who cried Penn Station.
Precisely.
Well, for me, here's what I also did something very adult because we were going to go and get Wingstop to add into the spread, me and my wife. But then it was like, but it's so much cheaper to get wings from the store and make them at home, and arguably sometimes better. So I did that. The wings that I cooked, I did Old Bay wings.
Oh, nice.
They turned out great, but the drip pan, because I made them in the oven, was not placed quite as accurately as it needed to be.
Oh, is your oven a mess?
Not just the oven, the smoke got everywhere, or just the smoke detectors were going off, but the food turned out fine.
You had a real party.
The other thing is that we did not plan out is that everything else except the wings involved a lot of cheese. We did not coordinate between me and my wife and my parents and everybody there. Did not coordinate how much cheese would be involved. So there was also
a little too much.
A cheesy bread bowl dip thing, crab dip, which is a lot of cheese, cheese curds, mozzarella sticks. It was just a lot of cheese.
Well, I don't hear anything bad so far.
No, it was real tasty. And I've got leftovers today, which I'm pretty jazzed about.
Boy,
so.
you guys have a lot in the fridge then. All right.
And that's the truth. You can believe.
Lying over there about making stuff. You made an order. That's fine.
Yeah, I thought that was good, you know.
You delegated it.
Of course.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't think any less of you. Because
Hudson,
you didn't
if you
cook
ever
anything
call
for
me
yourself.
out for lying on the radio again, that's like radio football #1. Like, if your co-host makes up a lie, you're supposed to roll with it.
Yeah,
so from here on out, we'll work on that with you.
Yeah, all right. I will keep that in mind.
The Riot Radio U.
Now, it was a great weekend for sports, Nikki. Obviously, the Super Bowl, there's a great UFC fight. There's a lot going on. And in the golf world, there was the Phoenix Open, often called the Waste Management, often called...
Is it sponsored by them?
Yes.
Okay.
Often called the People's Open.
Oh. Is this the fun one?
This is the fun one. Yeah, they've got the famous hole number 16.
Where it's like surrounded by people.
It is
and the
stands,
guy,
yeah.
Okay, I know that one.
Everybody's hoping for a hole-in-one there. That happens from time to time. Well, actually, that's hole 16 there. That was the centerpiece for not just some impressive golf this weekend, but also for a streaker. They don't call it the People's Open for nothing. It was a big party, and one guy named Sean Patrick McConnell, 27 years old, went out in nothing but a Speedo and tennis shoes, danced with the flagpole on hole 16, and then went ahead and jumped in the retention pond, one of the ponds there on the course.
Went swimming for a bit.
Went swimming and finally was cuffed and arrested at hole 18 because you're not supposed to do that. But not only was he just letting it all hang out, people were also impressed because he's got quite the hairstyle. He's got a mullet going on. They're calling him the mullet streaker. Kind of has a Joe Dirt look to him, doesn't he?
I think so. I think that'd be a good thing to compare him to.
Yeah, so...
it made it seem, though, like he's been known for streaking other events.
Oh, yeah?
But I couldn't tell. I think just because of his mullet, they gave him a name.
You go streaking one time with a mullet like that, and people will know you. I love what if you look at the comments of the statements from the police and the fire department there that had to go ahead and catch him, the Arizona police said... He eventually complied and swam to the 18th hole where he was placed under arrest. He was never in physical distress while in the water. He was never naked.
Because I tell you, that changes it. If someone streaks and they're naked, that's bigger charges than if you're just, in a Speedo and your mullet.
It also seems that reading more of what the authorities had to say, they seem a lot less concerned with him getting out there and streaking in general. That's one thing. But they're really upset and want to let everybody know, as if everyone was considering this, that you should not jump in the ponds there.
It's gross. It's reclaimed water. It's not meant for human consumption, and you can't help if you're jumping in something. Some water's getting in your mouth.
It's gonna seep in,
and you're
gonna absorb it.
They want the message to be clear that do not go in that water. It's illegal, but it's also a health thing. It's got pesticides, chemicals, runoffs from the golf course. Not good.
Yeah. Again, as if the way they put it out there is as if we were all considering. Everybody at the Waste Management, the People's Open, was just sitting there thinking, I could jump in that water too.
Well, they did a lot of that pre-talk before it because they didn't want anybody to try it, and this guy did.
It didn't work on the mullet streaker, Sean Patrick McConnell. This did change my mind, though. I don't know if it changed my mind, but I think it proved Isaiah right. Last week, our Would You Rather Wednesday was, would you rather sing the national anthem or go streaking at the Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm. Naked streaking.
He said that everybody starts cheering for you when you're the streaker. And in this case, the crowd is definitely on his side. And it's hard not to also be cheering for the naked streaker, almost naked streaker that danced with the flagpole.
That part's getting you.
And jumped in the water. Hard not to cheer for him.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
Just want to make sure that you guys don't get scammed.
Oh, for tomorrow?
Yeah, because Valentine's Day is ripe scammers.
Like for like dates and stuff?
All
or
kinds of stuff.
sending iTunes gift cards? Like what
Giving
sort of
someone a
scam
gift?
is it?
There's all kinds of scams. Now, that is one kind, Nikki, the romance scam. So this is what you need to watch out for. A lot of people, if you're maybe a little lonelier during the Valentine's Day time, you might be a little more susceptible to looking to being a little
Desperate. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yes, I was trying to
Go ahead
soften
and
the blow.
say
But
it.
yes, if you're lonely, you might be a little desperate. You might be a little too quick to jump on somebody that is
Who
taking
flatters
advantage of you.
or wants to maybe take you out tomorrow.
They try to
Says her
use
name's
that against
Isaiah.
you. They might try to use that against you. Basically, if you notice somebody that's trying to establish a connection and maybe they say, oh, yeah, I've been through a bad breakup too, or stuff like that. It could be that there actually is a person that wants to date you. It also could be
Chances are.
somebody that,
Probably
if they
not.
start asking you to send gift cards and stuff like that. The red flags are if the relationship moves very, very fast, or if they ask for money before you ever meet them, or if
Yeah.
they ask for money after you meet them. That still feels scammy to me.
I guess I never know how you could fall for such a big scam, but a lot of people do. And
Yeah.
you just get caught up, or it's really sad when it's usually like an older lady and she just wants to help out and they send money and
Yeah.
it's all gone.
I definitely have family members who have fallen into the trap of going to Walgreens and
to get
buying
a
gift
gift card?
cards.
If
and
they
stuff.
ever ask you, if anyone that you don't know asks you for a gift card, it's a scam.
Even if you
no
know
matter
them,
what,
don't do
every
it.
time if someone asks you for a gift card, it's a scam.
Nikki asks for gift cards all the time.
Yeah,
That's
you
for
think I give them to
holidays.
A noted
You
scammer.
think I give them
noted
to her?
scammer.
I
Nikki
would
is.
never.
What about this one? This could be if you're in a happy relationship, you got to watch out for the fake florist scam. A lot of people wind up, especially you know, maybe you leave it a little late in the game today, for example, and you start panicking, looking for a good deal because all the flowers, they're expensive. They're marked up for this time of year. So you might find a deal that's a little too good to be true on the old internet.
And it's not real?
And a lot of people report, the Better Business Bureau has received several reports of people shopping online and trying to buy floral arrangements, and then either getting nothing or getting something that's not up to par of what you were expecting. So they say some red flags to watch out for on that. If it's a business that has no reviews or real bad reviews, that's obviously bad reviews, a red flag. If there's no return policy,
That's also bad.
if there's no satisfaction guarantee, or if the deal is too good to be true, you got to watch out for that one as well. So I don't want you guys to be taken advantage of. I don't want anybody to get taken advantage of for Valentine's Day.
For tomorrow, we do anything
Yeah.
fun tomorrow? Should we wear red? What should we
Ooh,
do?
we should.
Anything we should plan
Coordinate.
on?
We should all wear red tomorrow, except Nikki, you should wear pink. That'd be more girly of you.
I can wear red if I want to.
You can wear red. Then
Now
Hudson,
I want to wear red.
Now Hudson, then you have to wear pink. Someone has to wear pink. It's Valentine's Day.
I don't have any pink. I barely have red.
Hudson, you got
Yeah.
some pink, don't you?
I think we should just be happy if we get Nikki to wear red.
Nikki, yeah, she's not gonna wear red.
And wear anything except black.
Yes, that's true.
Do I have pink? Not a full shirt that's completely
Do you
pink.
have
I'll
a
try
hat?
to see if I have some pink, maybe.
Okay, we'll do something
not
red or
red.
pink.
Yeah, I'll try to wear something
Heart-shaped?
holiday appropriate.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. It's Happy Valentine's Day.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.